Hi y'all. I'm Jose Flores. I'm an elementary teacher, and the reason for this video is so I can go ahead and show my students what I do after school. One thing I do after school is I do work out, and I like to show y'all what I do exactly. So the first thing I usually do is I set up my watch. I put 30 minutes on the watch, and I press start. Once I press start, I start jogging. And as I go jogging, I constantly breathe, I swing my arms, I look straight, and I try to concentrate on my breathing and my running. It's very important to run and jog so it can help out your cardio, to help out your heart, to build strength for your muscles too. So once I stop the jogging, I get there, I breathe, and as soon as I'm comfortable, able to do the next exercise, it's called the diamond push-up. Now the diamond push-up, basically, you just put your hands like this, like a diamond, and then when you go down and up, you go like that. And I spread my legs for balance. And that's good so you can go ahead and work your chest. And also your triceps. So after I'm done with my diamond push-up, I take a breather, I set up my position, put my arms down, straight, knees, and then I start doing two variables of exercises. The first one is the fire hydrant. I go ahead and do that position, I do 5-ish on each leg. And then after I'm done with the fire hydrant, I switch to donkey kicks. And those exercises are good for the glutes. And I do try to do the movement slow. You can use weights, but I usually just go with the body weights. Then after I'm done with that, I get up, I breathe a little bit, and then I start doing lateral squats, or some of them call them the frog squats because the way you do it is really wide. And I do 3 on one side, 3 behind, 3 on the other side, and 1 in front. Equal to 10. And then after that, I'm pretty much done. I start trying to relax, try to control my breathing, because breathing is very important. You gotta make sure you breathe. Now after that, I do arm circles. And the reason why for arm circles is to stretch out your shoulders and stretch out your muscles. It's very important to stretch. Now the younger you are, you're probably not really considering stretching, but the older you get, you start considering the stretching, because if you don't stretch before or during or after the workout, you will tend up to cramp up the older you get. So it's very important for you to drink water too. As soon as I get to like kind of close to the playground, kind of outside of the forest, I start doing lunges. So when I start doing lunges, I just do one set of 10. It's really good. The lunges are really, really good for the quads. They're good for the glutes and the hamstring. And then after that, I start walking, stretch more, stretch my triceps, stretch my muscles, my upper body. Make sure everything is all really good to go. So I just finished the lunges, stretch, and then this is a very important stretch I like to do because I do a lot of push-ups. And this stretch right here, I grab my arm on the tree, and then I stretch back and forward a little bit, and that's just to stretch out my chest, stretch out the chest, okay? And I do about 10 seconds. So all the stretches I do are 10 seconds. You can do more, but I just 10 seconds. And then after that stretch, I go and I do the wide push-ups. Now the wide push-ups, 10, I do 10. And that's just to work out the muscles right here. I breathe, I make sure I'm breathing, because sometimes you forget to breathe sometimes, but breathe in, breathe out. Okay, but I don't give up. It's getting kind of tough out there. I'm sweating, I'm breathing, but I gotta keep with it, The exercise I'm about to do is the dig climb push-ups. Do it, to get out that position, do it slowly. I usually like to put my arms first, and then my legs, and I make sure that my arms are basically right here. And then when I go down, my arms are like right here, so around this area. And make sure that you're strong enough to do that. But I do that 10, I do 10. On this one right here, the stretch is for like my calves, my lower muscles on my lower leg, okay? And I do 10 seconds on each leg. Then after I'm done with the calf stretches, I go ahead and do some quad stretches. Very important for the quad stretches. And I use the bench to balance myself sometimes. I mean, when you do it so often, you don't really need it anymore, but I still do it just either way. The more you pull up, the the leg up, the more the better the stretch. But it all depends on, it takes time. Okay, after done stretching, I go ahead and walk to the playground, and where I'm gonna go ahead and start doing some pull-ups. So I finally get to the playground, and I'm about to go and do some chin-ups. So I go ahead and do that. I make sure I'm gripped up, and I start pulling up. I do 6 of those. And the reason why I'm doing chin-ups is so I can go ahead and work the biceps, okay, and a little bit on the back. I don't really go to do another pull-up or chin-up. I go ahead and work my calves. Now, the ones I'm doing right now are more, I call those outer calf exercises, raise-ups. So they're called more calf raises. And I do 10 of those outer, okay, so outer. The reason why I'm doing it because the calves have several muscles. You have the muscles in the outer, inner, and so on. Once I'm done with those 10, I go back and I start doing what's called the closed grip pull-ups. You go like this, okay? So that works out your forearms and other muscles with the upper body. I do 6 of those. And I kind of feel like an Olympic gymnastic person doing those sometimes because it's so flexible. You can go left or right like that, but I just focus on one. And after that, I do more calf raises, but the ones I'm doing are more standard. They're called standard calf raises. I go ahead and work on the neutral grip. The neutral grip is like this, and that works out your biceps and your back. And I do 6. Once I'm done, I go ahead and go back and do the calf raises. When I'm doing the calf raises, it's inner. Once I'm with that, I go back and I do the toughest one. My point of view is the toughest one because I don't do 6. I actually go for 11 all the time, or until failure. When I say failure, that means until I cannot do any more. But my goal is to always do 11. So that's the one I'm doing. This pull-up is called the wide grip pull-up. So the wide grip pull-up is you just go right here and you just start pulling up. And I do until 11. I get to 11. Now there's times that I can't do all 11 at the same time, because there's times that I have good days, my body's actually good and I can do 11. There's times that I just can't. So when I do that, I go ahead and do some stretching. I stretch my calves, and then I go ahead and spread my legs, and then I start going down and go ahead and try to. That stretch is called the hamstring stretch. It's very important. I think that's the most essential stretch that I need to do because for some reason I have very weak hamstrings. So because in the past I've tried to run really fast and I always put my hamstrings once in a while. Once I'm done with the pull-ups and the stretching, I go ahead and do the military push-ups. If you want to go more advanced, just make sure you stiffen up your abs so you can work your abs too if you want to. And one thing about the push-ups is that you breathe. But like every time you do like a rep, you're breathing in and out. So that's very, very important because if you don't do that, then you're not able to do so many push-ups. So maybe you're not noticing, but I do breathe in and out every rep, every time I do one push-up. So I'm like. Next exercise is the butterfly stretch exercise. Basically, I put my hands on my ankle, my knees a little bit up, and then as I go forward, I stretch out. And that's just to help out stretch out. Then I work on my last 2 exercises, which is the standard squats. I do the standard push-ups. I do 11 of those. So I do that to failure, but most of the time my goal is always to do 11. So right now, I just finished the exercises. I'm kind of done. Usually that was it for me, but now I noticed that when they asked me to invite me to soccer games, basketball games to play, I can't hang. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take at least like a lap around the park, and that lap is half a mile. Once I'm there or back there in the lap, I walk, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's like metal things right there. But I use that as my intervals, as my starting or my stopping points. I start jogging. And remember, you gotta make sure you breathe. So right now, I'm on my last exercise, which is to jog back home. And I'm just taking off, jogging, and working out. This is where I have to give it my all for the day, my exercise. finally, I made it back home. And of course, I don't go ahead and sit down or pass out or go down on the floor. No, I just go there and I just walk back and forth until I get my breathing because I'm out of breath. I'm tired. My muscles are tired. I gave it my all in that workout. And the sun it was really hot. I remember that. And of course, as I'm back to normal, my breathing, I start stretching my neck, stretching my legs, making sure everything's all good. So stretching for me is very important. The older you get, the more important it is for you to stretch. For the young ones, my students are young, stretch at least for a couple of seconds, just a little bit. It's very important. I'm about to be done with the workout. I finished my stretches, finished my push-ups, my squats, my pull-ups, all the exercises. I ran, I jogged, I walked, and we're about to close. So, at the end, to close this, working out is very important. It helps your body, it helps your mind, it helps you relax, it helps you get stronger. But also, I'd like to tell you that as much as working out is important, also the diet is important. It's more important too. People have said that the diet is more important and that in order for you to lose weight, you need to focus more on the diet. So for me, I can just testify that yes, if you have a good diet, you will lose weight. If you have a good diet and you work out, you will lose weight. You're interested in losing weight. But the point here is that working out is very important. One thing I like to say is that in the beginning, for me, I started small. As you can see, I did a lot of push-ups, a lot of squats, a lot of pull-ups. I didn't start like this on day one. No, I remember doing one pull-up with a chair right there on the bottom of the leg, and I started doing one. And that was years ago, like about 2015 when I started doing pull-ups. So if you're interested in doing pull-ups, start small. Use a chair. With the push-ups also, I remember one day I started doing one or two lunges, squats, so on. Start small, and you work way up. So, students, and anybody who's watching this, this is Mr. Jose Flores. I'm an elementary teacher, and that's my workout routine, what I do.